times already we've had 5 lead changes as Maryland visits Duke on ACC Wednesday, presented by Staples.
I tell you, Mike, what's going on right now, think about it, people. 25 in a row the Dukies have won on this floor. Last time they lost was to Dixon and Company 2 years ago. But they have played at such a different level here versus away from home. 18.3 the margin of victory at home.
Nice reach in by McCall, and here are the players you're seeing right now. McCall off the bench, along with Smith and McCray. Randall and Blake were starters. Reddick and Williams. Williams back on the court after a brilliant start.
Sheldon Williams has given that post player on the inside, something Duke has lacked. He was brilliant against Virginia, and he's picked it up here early in the game.
Shavlik Randolph, good head fake. Does not get the basket, but does draw the foul.
Well, he created that opportunity with the ball fake and the head fake. Tater Medley right out of the gate, Mike, with a jam to start the game. And then look at Sheldon Williams working inside. The big fella says, who said we don't have an inside game? And there's the block shot. Nice dish on the inside. Look at him working on the glass. Rebounding the key tonight. Duke did not rebound well in the first matchup. Mike Krzyzewski said the key to the game will be rebound.
Shavlik Randolph gives Duke the lead at 16-15.
He shows glimpses of brilliance at times. You ask Wake Forest the performance he had against them, and there's times when he disappears. Got to get stronger physically.
Reminds me a lot of Christian Laettner, the way he runs the court for a big kid. Williams will come back in.
He was a force. Look at him at the start. 6 points to start, 3 rebounds. At 20 against Virginia on the road. Finally broke that 4-game losing streak they had on the road.
Here's the lob, and too strong off the fingertips of Jamar Smith. The 4th Maryland turnover in the first half.
When I telegraphed that play, you can see that from all the way up here. A guy like me can see that with one eye. Nice entry.
Reddick, they'd love to get him going. Got that great stroke in and out. Dante Jones got the rebound, and Sanders is going to get a foul on the follow, his second.
How does Dante Jones go 0 for 12 against Wake Forest and 1 for 10 against Florida State? As you look at Gary Williams.
And he had some good looks, too.
Look at Gary right there, now approaching the 500 mark. 3 more W's. He's got a national championship, and there's Coach K. Unbelievable. He's got 9 Final Fours. You can put on that resume as well. You think about the 3 national championships.
Mike was looking up at the scoreboard, which indicates that was the 7th Duke team foul, so we're in the 1-on-1. Maryland's committed only 3. He was pointing that out as coaches are wont to do. And here are the standings. Maryland, after that big win at home against Wake Forest, they're tied in the loss column of 3. Duke 1 game back with 4 defeats.
NC State 7-4, but yet they get pounded by Massachusetts and Temple. You talk about a team that's a mystery team. I mean, wow.
Reddick 3-on-2, drops it to Williams. Tough to pass to control. He kicks it out to Duhan.
Shot that from downtown Raleigh, man, not from Durham. Too deep. He's got to understand what a good shot is. That's why his numbers are so down. Recognizing shot selection, so important.
Taj Holden kicks it outside, and McCray misses his 3.
Mike, somebody should tell them the line is 19-9. Not that you have to shoot from 25 feet.
Right.
Understand it. Some kids just don't understand a good shot.
Dante Jones dumps it inside. Williams misses the point-blank look, and he's fouled.
And that was great passing on the inside to create the opportunity. Kentucky's the best interior passing team in America. You should see the way Kentucky's playing right now, Mike. Suffocating defense, shot selection, rebounding. See, look at the inside play. You got to go up strong right here. You got to take that up strong.
4th team foul against the Terps. So Maryland still has 2 more to give before we're in the 1-on-1. Reddick.
Hurrying his shot, not squaring his body. He's hurrying his shot.
Dante Jones after the Horvath rebound. Tied at 17 as we hit 10 minutes. Nice dish to Smith.
That's high percentage.
John Gilchrist, number 11. I tell you what, this kid is going to be some point guard.
You know what I like about him? He's got the great body. He's got a great attitude when you speak to him. He understands the role of a point guard. Smith has got great hops. Junior college.
Williams backing in against Smith. Little jump hook.
They didn't have that earlier this year, my friends, they didn't have any balance offensively. It was all perimeter, perimeter, perimeter. They are now establishing that with Sheldon Williams.
Nice 10-minute start for Williams. 8 points, 3 boards, and 2 blocked shots. McCall. Holden passes up the 17-footer. Gilchrist, a little runner. Offensive foul on John Gilchrist.
Great job by J.J. Redick stepping into the lane. He and Gilchrist played together. AAU. Now take a look at Redick. Now watch this right here. You're going to see how they got a hand right up there all the time. All the time. Got a hand right near him. They never give him that open look to where he can square his body. But that's the sign of respect. When people respect you, now you get a little coaching there, takes the charge, they're happy with that.
Hit only 1 out of 4 so far in this game.
He's got to learn how to get free a little more. That comes with playing. Motion without the basketball.
Dante Jones stripped on the way in.
Great players that shot the basketball years ago. We talk about Chris Mullin. We think about Steve Alford. They all knew how to get free. And J.J. Redick will learn. And I'll tell you what's going to help them. The more they get inside play out of kids like Sheldon Williams and Randolph, that's going to elevate them as well.
I agree totally with that, Dick. We're tied at 19. Horvath trying to get it to Williams. It still goes to Dante Jones. Duke actually winning the battle on the boards in great part thanks to Williams as Dante Jones gets his second basket.
I can't believe that he can go 0 for 12 and 1 for 10 and 2 losses on the road. At home, his numbers are so much better. I mean, his 4 road games, he's 11 for 42 in his last 4. At home, he's 27 for 54. He's a different player. Had a big game against Maryland and lost.
Gilchrist down among the trees gets the rebound and now comes out to reset the offense as Blake gets a rest.
I'll tell you, the Maryland kids, they're not intimidated, man. They come in here believing they can win.
Gilchrist, the ball was off of Duke out to Maryland with 12 on the shot clock, and Duhon can't believe it.
Change the direction. There's the reach in.
Oh, that's kicked by Gilchrist.
He did hit his foot. He hit Gilchrist's foot. Yeah, they missed that baby.
Kaner Medley gives it up to Nicholas. Nicholas is a pretty accomplished ball handler as well.
I tell you, what a player he has become. He's become a star for them. At 24, that's a violation. Shot clock.
Maryland players were unaware as the shot clock ran down. When the ball went out of bounds, of course, the shot clock did not reset. They only had 12 left, and they just ran it down to nothing.
You know, you were talking about Nicholas, and Nicholas has stepped up his game to where I believe he's an all-ACC performer.
Well, he's the 3rd leading scorer in the conference, 18 points a game. The Terps turning it over 6 times to only 3 for Duke so far as we hit 8 minutes. Dante Jones, a little floater, and he is playing very confidently tonight.
He's got that medium-range jump shot. Mike, the numbers don't lie. He's a different player in front of the Cameron Crazies. He feeds off them. He's a very emotional kid. And I really believe they get his game to a higher notch than what it is on the road.
Great pass. Blake can't control it. Blake has bobbled the ball 2 or 3 times. Now he goes down. No call. Gary Williams up on his feet. Shot clock now at 10 for Nicholas.
High post screen.
Nicholas with a long 3.
Good rebound by Randolph.
Duke playing excellent defense tonight, the same way they did at Virginia. Oh, pretty drive. Shavlik, Randolph.
That's a big lift. If they get him to give him some point production, that's a big lift. Came in with a big reputation. The Cameron Crazies are jumping with joy. They want 26. They want the turf. They want to get back in first place in the ACC.
Duke with its biggest lead of the night, 25-19. And here they are so tough to beat all time, 644-139. The last loss before that 25-game win streak. These same Terps, they beat them in February of 01. In fact, they've won 3 of the last 4 here at Cameron.
These Terps will not go away. Trust me, they reflect their coach. They reflect Gary Williams. There's Randolph with a little clear out. He's trying to make a little bit like Christian Laettner when he played here with that great combination of Hurley and Grant Hill.
In the last 2 minutes and 10 seconds, Duke has gone on an 8-point run.
Well, you look at the ACC over the last 15 years, they've had at least one team in the Final Four. Good timeout. See what they come out with. Oh,
that one goes right through Blake's hands. Duke with the numbers. Ewing! What a block by Nicholas, but the follow was there by Dante Jones. Drew Nicholas with an incredible block.
Dante with that jam, and they certainly didn't want to see him go to the deck and do any push-ups like he did against Virginia. Let the students do some jumping, man. They're jumping with jaw.
Look at this crowd. Look at this.
They're emulating this all over America, but man, it is special here.
Nicholas, backdoor cut to Kaner Medley. Good help by Williams. Kaner Medley goes to the left hand, ill-advised shot, and here come the Blue Devils again.
Great help defensively. On the backdoor cut, they rotated really well, recognized the backdoor cut.
Duke is on a roll. Randolph. Good job by Duhon to resettle everything. And Williams turns around and hits a 9-footer.
Now he's showing why. He was one of the premier recruits in America coming out of Tulsa. Today I looked at a magazine at Sporting News. He and Randolph were rated number 5 and number 6 in the nation.
Williams has 10. The lead is 10. Shavlik Randolph with the block on Drew Nicholas.
Where has he been? He was part of a recruiting war in the Triangle. His granddad was a star at NC State. His mom and dad went to North Carolina, but he committed to the Duke Fanatics.
These guys are starting to feed off of each other, and Duke has gone out to a 10-point lead.
What's so incredible?
This. The system must think I'm him.
Who?
Him.
Holy, that's all his stuff.
I can't believe we're in here.
Talk about your insider information.
Be cool. He can see us.
So...
Cover me. I'm going in.
Browser. Someone you never worry about when your systems are secure. Novell.
So, set up a department meeting for tomorrow and put in a call to the client. Get them up to speed. Anything else?
Here's a thought. Instead of saving money by not using paper, we could just go to Staples.
Yeah, with Staples 365 savings, they compare prices and back it up with a 110% price match guarantee.
I like that. Jot that down.
Low prices on every item every day. Staples 365 savings. Savings made easy.
Did you know that it takes 72 hours for a snail to travel the length of a football field, but only seconds for your new car to depreciate thousands? Why accept that huge depreciation hit the minute you sign the paperwork? I'm Jeremy Clayton, the general manager here at Person Auto Sales Pre-Owned Superstore, and I personally invite you to stop by today and select the ideal pre-owned vehicle from our large inventory, many of which are still under factory warranty. When you buy from Person Auto Sales Pre-Owned Superstore, you'll see why we say, you'll love the ride home!
Oh, wow. Look at that. It's a new Tacoma. 4 doors, seats 5, 61-inch bed, fender flares. Can tow over 2 tons.
Honey?
No, really. Can tow over 2 tons. Not to mention carry almost a ton in the back. It's amazing.
Get over it already.
The Toyota Tacoma looks great, drives tough. Now get $750 cash back on all 2003 Tacoma regular and extra cab models.
ESPN's presentation of NCAA basketball is presented by Staples. Get back time. Go to Staples. And in part by Warner Brothers' new motion picture, Dreamcatcher. In theaters everywhere starting Friday, March 21st.
College basketball was not immune to the blizzard of 2003, especially the Maryland Terps. They had quite a weekend in the College Park area. They couldn't play until Monday afternoon. The game was supposed to be Sunday against Wake Forest. They didn't find out they were going to play Wake Forest until Monday after their noon shoot-around. Then they couldn't get out of BWI like normally. They had to drive an hour and a half to Dulles Airport. Got here last night for today's game. Meanwhile, Duke had their own travel problems. They got out of Charlottesville, a key decision by Mike Krzyzewski Saturday night was to bust down instead of fly, and they couldn't because of de-icing issues. Had they stayed, Mike Patrick, they would have been with you in Charlottesville.
Well, my guy Mike, you're talking about having problems, Andy. Mike, for 5 days, was stranded in Charlottesville.
The Omni Hotel folks treated me very nice, I will say that.
That's a beautiful place down there.
Well, if you can't get out and enjoy it, it's pretty tough. Dante Jones for a long three. Taj Holden made the basket at the other end. Andy, this storm, you know, you don't need anything else to think about if you're a college basketball player or a college coach. You don't want to have to make some of these decisions.
But, you know, Gary Williams told us earlier today that it actually was kind of feeling, it was almost like they were a pro team because they were just going to play. They weren't going to worry about all the extraneous things. They didn't have to worry about school because of the snow on Monday. The only problem was they had to make a decision on Monday morning. Do they start preparing for Duke or do they keep preparing for Wake Forest? And then they ended up playing the game. Then they had the tight turnaround. I'll tell you, Wake Forest has a tough turnaround. They got on last night to Wake Forest, and today they had to turn around to fly down to Georgia Tech for a critical game on the road in Atlanta.
And Georgia Tech has not lost at home. The Super Frosh, Chris Bosh, is certainly a sensational young player. And Andy, they've been phenomenal on their home floor down there at Georgia Tech.
Nice first half for Taj Holden. He has 9.
They got to get Ryan Randall going. Randall, who had such a big game in the first matchup, had 17 off the glass, 15 points.
He's been invisible. Duhan throws this one away. Nice steal by Randall, but Randall stepped on the sideline before he could get rid of the ball. They call him sleepy.
He's one of the most improved players in America, though. I tell you, along with Matt Carroll down there at Notre Dame, keep on the name of Shafino down there at West Virginia, certainly really improved. Delonte West down at St. Joe's. These guys have come out of nowhere to become stars.
Duke with a 6-point lead over Maryland. 4:49 to go first half. Gary Williams and Mike Krzyzewski, who have taken their battles to a new level, each winning a national championship in the last 2 years.
I'll tell you, the only school to go to the Elite 8 in the last 2 years. You got it, Gary Williams and Maryland.
When you get a job as a head coach, usually it means the program hasn't done a whole lot. And that's what happened with both Mike Krzyzewski and Gary Williams. Gary Williams actually took over in a worse situation. His predecessor got them in so much trouble that he had all sorts of restrictions. Redick out of the corner. That's the second one he's had halfway down and comes spinning out.
And he didn't realize that the penalties were going to be so severe when he took almost similar to Tommy Abaca down in Michigan.
Blake, the pass maybe a little too hard Saturday. Bracket Busters Saturday. A one-day, 9-game men's basketball event matching NCAA tournament hopefuls against each other. Highlighted by 2 games, Fresno State against Creighton. Then on ESPN at midnight Eastern, the Golden Hurricanes of Tulsa against Gonzaga.
I'll tell you, talk about Fresno State, what a job Coach Lopes doing. A former assistant to Kelvin Sampson down there at Oklahoma.
Redick, shooters shoot, and Redick has a cold hand tonight. Nicholas gives it up to Blake. Maryland 4-on-2. Nicholas for 3.
Teams run to that three-point line in transition. It used to be that you ran for layups, Mike, but now they flare out and they want to find the three-point line. J.J. Redick's thinking too much on his shot. He's not shooting his thing. See, right now, look at him. Look at him now. Casey Sanders up there. Relax, man. You're too good a shooter. Too good a shooter. But he'll challenge him all the time. He never gets that wide-open look.
He's had a couple of good looks at it tonight. They're just not going down for him. 0 for 5, 6th in the conference from three-point range.
See, you're usually short. You're thinking on each shot. He's automatic at this line. We he's him one night.
We?
Yeah, I did.
We? Okay.
I'll take the penalty.
I normally get the credit for that. Redick is the top free throw shooter in the country, and the last freshman to lead the nation in free throw shooting was Steve Alford at Indiana.
You know, he had 24 against NC State, and since then he's been averaging about 4 a game.
1 out of 2. That'll hurt the 94% number. Blake trying to drive, trying to get something started. Duhan reaches in, commits his second foul. That'll send Blake to the line.
You know, Blake and Nicholas were playing on Monday, had 40 points between them. And against Wake Forest, the ACC's best rebounding team, the nation's best margin, plus 12.5. Maryland dominated 44-24 on the glass.
You know, Dick, you said something earlier about Blake being underrated. He is the first player ever in the ACC, and think of all the great players who have been here, with 1,000 points, 800 assists, 400 rebounds, and 200 steals. The first player in 50 years of the ACC.
And he's played more games at Maryland than any player ever there. Just broke the record of Keith Booth.
And Steve Blake actually is getting some extra help from his father, who gets to every game, home or road. In fact, he just told me earlier today he had to leave early to get from Florida because of the snowstorm and was stuck in a hotel, the same hotel that Wake Forest was stuck into, actually. And, you know, but still was able to get to the gym to help Steve Blake. Always loves rebounding for his son.
Andy, the first time I ever asked him about why he drives, all he would say is he had a really bad experience on an airplane. He wasn't going to say anything more about it, but he drives from Miami Lakes, Florida. Dockery into the game with Ewing in the backcourt. Rebound to Horvath. Nice feed to Ewing. Kicks it out to Jones. Jones with a runner. Duke passed on a couple of good looks there to get a much tougher shot in the lane.
They have good ball movement, really moving the basketball, trying to play unselfishly. They know this club is not going to go away. Maryland's got too much experience, and they're too tough, and they're too well coached.
Maryland is the best in the ACC at defending the three. Good move by Blake to get by Dockery, and then he's fouled.
I'll tell you, Duke had a great start this year. Started off 12 and zip until they went to Comcast Center. In fact, 2 years in a row now, Duke's been #1 in America, going down to Maryland, College Park, and coming back with an L. Mike Krzyzewski told you and I before the game how much respect he has for Gary Williams and his program.
Absolutely.
He said, you know, we're intense competitors, man. We both want to win. We both scrap and claw. He said, but I respect every time we take the floor against them. We know they're going to give a maximum effort.
Blake has 6 points on the night. He's second in the ACC in assists this year. He has led the ACC 2 years in a row. It's both free throws, and after being down by 10, Maryland has come back to cut the lead to 3.
A terrifying force has arrived on Earth.
I've quarantined the entire area. Nothing leaves alive.
It has the power to assume any human form.
You're not Jonesy.
And the desire to destroy all human life.
Thank you, Chris. 30-27 here. Duke over Maryland. 3:20 and counting.
What an amazing story, Tommy Amaker. You talk about character. Not eligible for the NCAAs or the NIT. His kids start 0-6, and here they are now with a chance to win the Big Ten title.
Blake to Nicholas. Maryland on the run, and it's 30-29. Nicholas with 5.
And that's the tandem in the backcourt. The experience. Great shot selection. Excellent ball movement.
Full court pressure. Another steal. 3-on-2 for Maryland. Nicholas takes it in. Rejected by Ewing.
Great job defensively by Ewing to get a 2-on-1.
Dockery back the other way. Dockery offensive foul.
Poor play by Dockery. The previous possession, Maryland did a sensational job in a 2-on-1. Stayed whited in the lane. Now look at Ewing coming over with the great rejection with the good angle. The guard gets up there. He says, no way, baby, no way.
Well, the guards are getting up that high to block shots. It's a different game.
I tell you, what a backcourt that must have been when he hooked up with T.J. Ford, who I've said, pound for pound, like inch for inch, the best in America, dominant player in Texas.
Randall gives Maryland the lead after they were down by 10, and Randall comes out of the shadows.
What a great two-man game right there, right down the lane. What a great two-man game, executing offensively. We're going to take a look at Blake right now. The high post screen. See, he screened, and then he rolls. Defense steps out, and then he releases. Now there's the release, and now he dumps it inside. Blake to Randall. Experience, winning experience. They know what it is, man, to wear the ring that says national champs. That's Mr. Blake again. I tell you what, he knows how to run a basketball team.
Randall's first basket of the night. Remember, in that first meeting, he had 15 points and a career-high 17 rebounds. Blake right now, 4 assists on the night, which gives him 906 for his career. Tomorrow night, ESPN has regional NHL action at 8 Eastern. Some of you will see Peter Forsberg and the Avalanche against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Others will see the LA Kings and the Flyers. Check your local listings. Maryland by a point, 2:23 to go first half. And the Terps, after they were down by 10, have gone on a 12-1 run.
And only 3 coaches have gone to the NCAA more years in a row as they nail down the 3. Mr. Horvath from out on the perimeter.
Horvath had a toe on the line. It's a 2 for a 1-point lead.
Oh, you got great eyes, Mike, from up here.
No, John Madry does. Our statistician pointed it out.
Lute Olson's got 18 straight years. Roy Williams 13. Bob Huggins 11. Then it's 9 with Gary Sampson.
Kaner Medley in the air. Great feet from Blake.
I tell you, Kaner Medley's going to be an outstanding player. He's had some special moments this year. Hit 2 big threes against Duke in the first matchup.
Duhon with a runner. Knocked out of bounds by Nicholas to the Blue Devils. And Kaner Medley on that last play showed great body control to handle that ball in the air.
Hey, somebody better tell Maryland they're playing at Cameron Indoor Stadium. I mean, Jay Billis knows that. He's in there with Chris Fowler. Now, Chris Fowler played the intramurals, but Jay played the big-time arena. I'm only teasing you, Chris. They said he couldn't make the intramural team in Colorado. I'm only teasing.
Oh, that's cruel.
I'm only teasing him.
Dante Jones. Dante Jones has had the touch tonight, Dick.
He's got that medium-range jump shot. He really does.
10 points for Dante Jones. The lead has changed hands 10 times. We've had 5 ties, and it's a 1-point game right now.
This reminiscent of a game I had recently when we had Louisville and Marquette. Marquette had a 28-game win streak at home that came to an end on a Reese Gaines jump shot. Walking violation.
Travel called on Chris McCray, the 9th turnover called against Gary Williams' club, and he didn't like the call.
Does he ever like a call?
I don't think I've ever seen Gary Williams or Mike Krzyzewski stand up and applaud the call against their team. Coming up on the Mass Mutual halftime report, 3 Cardinal upset. Big 12 heats up. Billis on the Big 10. It'll be interesting to see what Jay has to say about that. Reddick bombs away, finally gets one.
Well, you know, he was able to square his body and knock that down. I'm sure Jay's got to sing the praises of his buddy Tommy Amico. What a job he has done.
Under a minute to go, 37-33, Duke on top. Of course, having a halftime lead in this series doesn't mean much. Kaner Medley had it blocked by Williams. He has been brilliant in the first half.
Williams starting now to show the potential that he came here with. He's starting to realize that he's a valuable player, and he's really playing with so much more confidence.
3 blocked shots in the first half. He had 4 against Virginia Saturday. And Duke playing for the last shot.
Leadership, that's what they want out of Chris Duhon. Coach K told us before the game, he is starting to give us the leadership that we need. There's the high post screen.
Duhon has to kick it to Horvath, and that ball was blocked outside. Excellent defense by Maryland. Travis Garrison got a hand up to knock down the 3.
J.J. Redick finally gets an open look. Oh, he's shocked. He can't believe it. Chris Fowler, he's got an open look. They're very late. Maybe he gets an open one, baby. You just counted. Nothing but nylon.
In 6 of the last 7 games, the team trailing is at the half has won. So the Maryland fans can take something into the locker room as well, Andy Katz.
Chris, you needed to establish Sheldon Williams early. J.J. Redick got hot late. Is this exactly the game plan you needed?
Yeah, we have to have balance. You can't beat a very good team like Maryland without having an inside-outside punch. And fortunately, we were able to get some buckets inside early, and hopefully some of our open looks can start dropping in the second half.
What do you have to do different defensively? They made a nice run to get back in this game, being down 10.
Well, I think our offense hurt our defense.